Hey everybody, my name's Mark. This is Naveen. We're part of the Developer Upgrades team. Our mission is to empower you with tools, resources, and knowledge that accelerate migration to our latest APIs. So today, we're here to talk about the M word, the dreaded M word. You know the one, migration. Or more specifically, PayPal API migration. Now, we know that all the innovation that we saw today is based on our latest APIs. It's not based on MVP SOAP, if you're familiar with our MVP SOAP. And that means that in order to take advantage of all this, you need to migrate. And we know no one is looking forward to that. Now, migrating API code is no fun. We know that. It's challenging. For example, you may not remember a lot of that old code that you haven't touched in a while. So you're going to need to relearn it. And you may not know how the old APIs relate to the new APIs. So you're probably going to spend a lot of time going back and forth between documents. Okay? Now, sorry, I lost my place here. The simple find and replace in the editor may not work. And I don't know about you, but maybe your old code isn't perfectly organized. So is all of your code in a single file for PayPal? I don't know. Is it? And did you use perfectly formed dependency inversion patterns with your old code? Anyone? Maybe not. I don't know. So maybe you need to think about upgrading because it's very important. You're not going to be able to take advantage of all the benefits that we're providing, the time saving, productivity tools, so it's very important. So maybe you're thinking, you know what, I'll just flip this over to ChatGPT and see what happens. We tried that, and it didn't work so well. Some of the challenges that we saw is that the LLMs are trained with old data, so you need to overcome that. And you need to be looking at your existing code base. And a lot of the tools are really optimized for the 0 to 1 scenario, and that's not what we're talking about here. And also, you want to train it on the existing PayPal best practices, so you can take advantage of all the advancements that we're making. So we built something to address all of these challenges. I'm going to introduce Naveen here. He's going to give us a demo of all that.
Thank you, Mark, for the amazing introduction and for highlighting some of the challenges that we have. Before I jump into the demo, I just want to talk a little bit about our journey in IDEs. So back in 2023, we launched our first extension, which was PayPal VS Code extension in VS Code Editor. And the thing that attracted a lot of developers was, can I download samples? Can I do multi-language cloning of different samples like expanded checkout, Apple Pay? So we actually introduced that in our VS Code extension, along with code snippets and some quick links for our dashboard and some of the developer programs that we actually run. So the AI migration is built on PayPal VS Code extension, powered with GitHub Copilot experience. So let's see the demo. So as part of the demo, you can see that there is setExpressCheckout, which is a legacy MVP method. Okay, it has a bunch of methods and parameters in it. We don't know what it maps to in the REST API world for PayPal. So we actually ask our AI migration assistant, hey, can you convert this to PayPal REST APIs? Our PayPal AI migration assistant then maps this entire MVP code and maps it to proper PayPal REST APIs. So in this particular case, it is setExpressCheckout that gets mapped to orders v2, create order. And you can see here that there are a bunch of things, which is username, password, which were the rudimentary or maybe the early stage token ways in which you could generate token. But now it has been changed to client ID and secret style. So there are a lot of changes which the user may not be aware about. So AI migration actually helps you do that work. This is one of the files that I wanted to migrate. And you can see here, I just tell the command that, okay, can you convert this to PayPal REST API? It does that for me. I created a separate directory just to ensure that I copy a different migrated code into a different directory and don't break the existing changes. And over here, you will get some suggestions of how to actually play with the code. And yeah, let me stop it here. Okay. So let's take it a step further. And I actually give a prompt saying, can you separate these files? Can you separate files for access token? Can you separate files for create order? And look into the entire code base, find where the legacy MVP SOAP methods are being used, and try to identify and do the work for me. All you have to do is pray to the Gen AI gods that this works, okay? Actually, it does work, yeah. So, okay, you see here that you have a PayPal config file being created, which that I mentioned earlier. It has client ID and secret. You could do this style of integration, which is insert into a new file. This is provided by GitHub Copilot Experience. And the file names are also provided by the whole integration. So you just copy paste, created it in a new directory, and get going with your entire migration process. There are a couple of steps that you need to do in this whole migration. Is you will need to go to developer dashboard to get your client ID and secret. That's pretty much it. Probably this whole code will run as it is. This is a working solution for most of the use cases that we have as of now. So you can see here for SetExpress checkout, it is actually doing for create order, which is the current mapping that we have. It identifies what are the parameter mappings that your code is going to have. So it will do that exact parameter mapping from your MVP code to your PayPal REST world. So that's about it. You have the entire migrated code now. You just run it, and you have a new migrated code of PayPal REST APIs. Like I said, client ID and secret needs to be updated. So that's about it from the demo that we had. Now let's move into, this is what PayPal AI migration was. So this AI migration tool is actually built using VS Code extension and GitHub Copilot Experience. This is free for all. This is actually a way for us to make developers' problem, which is legacy API migration, a lot more easier, but also it is effortless. We designed this tool to live inside VS Code because that's where a majority of our developers spend their time. And you don't have to switch tabs. You don't have to do any context switching. You just open your project and get started with your migration. When was the last time you actually went to Stack Overflow when you're actually using any of the AI IDs or AI extensions? Anybody? I don't think so. And this is just the beginning. Things will change. This is where we want to be. This is where the migration journey is. So this AI migration assistant, this actually looks into your code base, identifies where the legacy MVP methods are being used, and it works across different files. It works across multiple patterns so that you don't have to worry about it. It is all mapped for you. Then comes the magic of AI. It uses clean code, and the recommendations that it has are modern replacements to your MVP SOAP methods that are being used, and it gets mapped to the PayPal REST APIs. It understands your context. It is aware about what code has been written, and actually gives a working code, not just any template that you can actually just copy, paste, and work for. I like this feature. Apply it in your diff. This is more like a GitHub operation that a lot of people are used to. But this is one of the features provided by GitHub Copilot Experience where you could work on a single file and apply it directly on your editor. You will see the existing code base and the new code base So you don't have to worry, okay, what are the changes that I'm breaking, okay? So this is all highlighted with the green section, which is the new code. So the UI is entirely conversational. You can ask for explanations about your migration. It will provide you. You can ask different steps for the migration. You can tweak it, and even you could get your questions, not about your personal life, but about migration. Yeah, answered. So it's basically like an API expert having your knowledge about PayPal APIs, and it's built within the IDE, so everything is seamless. So over the years, we have seen groundbreaking changes in the AI/ML world. We saw the introduction of LLMs like GPT and Anthropic's cloud model. These models understand your code base. They generate snippets. They are even good at refactoring your code. So IDEs are no longer just editors. They are pretty much going to shape your entire journey in doing development. They are going to be a co-pilot in your entire migration and development journey. So IDEs are becoming more intelligent. They are aware of what you're actually coding. And when you talk about new age IDEs like Cursor, Windsurf, they are even smarter, okay? So we are actually starting our journey with VS Code, but we are going to expand it to different editors like JetBrains, IntelliJ. Then we have PHP Storm. We are also looking into Cursor and Windsurf, to name a few. But we have just got our journey of migration started in VS Code. And over to you, Mark, to explain the next benefits.
Awesome. Thanks, Naveen. So we've talked a lot about the developer benefits of using these tools, what we're providing. But you might ask, why would my merchant want to upgrade? The merchant benefits, our new streamlined checkout. It's going to be a faster checkout. It's going to reduce cart abandonment. Save payment methods. Our new Vault APIs are going to allow you to save payment methods for your frequent customers so that they can check out quickly, including with recurring payments and subscriptions. There are many more ways to pay. So you're going to be able to add Venmo, Buy Now, Pay Later, credit and debit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and many foreign payment methods as well. And finally, our AI-based fraud detection will monitor all your transactions and give your merchant peace of mind. Many benefits. Now's the time to be upgrading. To summarize what we're asking you to do today, make sure you upgrade all of your MVP SOAP. Very important time to be doing it. We're here. I know we have a lab upstairs. It's the last day. I don't expect anybody to come up, but we're upstairs in the migration lab. Come on up and talk to us. Join our preview program, and you're going to get access to this and the other tools that we're building and will help us innovate. We want your feedback. We want to know what your challenges are. So the extension is available right now in the VS Code extension marketplace. Feel free to download it, install it, try it out. Give us your feedback. We want to know. As Naveen said, this is the beginning of the journey, and we're hoping that you're going to help us on the journey. So we'll open it up for Q&A now. Any questions?
Are there any plans to build a migration tool to migrate to server-side SDK for people who are already on the checkout?
So the question is, are there any plans to migrate to the server-side SDKs?
Yeah.
A migration tool, I mean.
A migration tool for the server-side SDKs?
Yes, so we have that. So currently we are doing server-side. We have plans for JS SDKs as well. In future, we are going to do different subcommands which will even cater to specific functions like subscription, fast lane, invoicing. So this is just the start. We are going to expand into different areas. We'll have the latest SDKs as well added onto this AI Migration Assistant. And it won't be called AI Migration, it will just be called PayPal Assistant in future. So, yeah.
Yes. Yes, a great question. Thank you, Ben. The whole point of the preview program is so that we can talk about what our early plans are and get your feedback and help steer the direction. So you can influence how we build the assistants and what server SDKs we support first, what IDEs we support, how we support that, all very important. Yes?
What foundation, what language model is the foundation of this migration agent?
Yeah, I can take that.
You got it?
Yeah. So right now, it is dependent on the user. Since GitHub Copilot experience is controlled by the user, they can choose whichever LLM they are comfortable with. I personally like Sonnet. I love using Sonnet. So it's up to users. They love GPT. They love Sonnet. Maybe there's something new in the market which is even better than them. So
Gemini.
it's
Yeah.
Share the context between user.
yeah.
What of the user chooses?
Yes, so the underlying piece is it's mostly for the response generation. So you might see a little different response in terms of some best practices that are coming out for GPT or for the Sonnet, but overall the code remains kind of similar for both the LLMs. But it's up to the user which LLM they want to choose, and also if you want certain premium requests, you could actually have it via the GitHub Copilot experience for yourself. Yeah.
And I may hear a slightly different question there, and that is, we're not sharing any context with PayPal. This is all occurring within the developer's environment and the LLM that they've activated in the GitHub Copilot. That's where all of this is happening. Yes?
So you just talked about you can choose whichever model you want. Are you augmenting, essentially ragging those models with PayPal-specific context? That's effectively what you're doing with
Yes,
migration tools?
yes. So as part of this, we do have that in place. Like we'll have our own drags so that you don't have to worry what is the latest information that we have on our developer docs or our GitHub pages. We actually do that. But in future, this might change. I don't know. There might be crawlers. If you see Cursor, there might be crawlers that are actually built by these companies who do the job for you. And you just have to ensure that they do a periodical crawlers and have the information ready for you. So crawling your entire docs page or the website. Yes.
So in Cursor, for example, you can point to other resources that you bring in.
Yep.
And even Cursor rules.
Yes,
If you're
yes.
gonna do Cursor, you'll do Cursor rules.
Yes. So we are actually thinking about different ways. Maybe we can talk after the session of how, if you have any specific requirements for Cursor, we are working on that as of now. Good.
Yeah, you brought up a good point, I think, of people using Stack Overflow, right? That's going down. Right now, this is for migrations, which is really cool, but do you think there's a future where we can actually start asking questions about PayPal? It'll start putting, that information. So I don't have to go to the docs anymore. I can just chat with the doc in my IDE.
Yeah, that's a great question. So our plan is to have more conversational chatbot going forward. This will cater to different problems that PayPal is actually using. That can be subscriptions, invoicing, Fastlane, or any other Venmo or subsidiary companies like Hyperwallet. So this assistant should be, it's actually designed in a way that it's going to extend to those capabilities. Right now, we started with migration as one problem because that's where people are still stuck on. But once we move into a couple of months later down the road, we have plans to do all of that and have more ecosystem that is for all the problems that we have in PayPal, starting with payment buttons and everything along that.
Yeah. One of the nice things about MCP is that you can provide access to tools, but you can also provide access to documents. And so we're looking at ways that we can provide more and more information via MCP so that you spend less time crawling our website looking for the right document. It'll bring it right into the IDE. I don't want to, forward-looking statements. Your mileage may vary.
Any other questions? I know the food is right around the corner, but
All right. Thanks, everyone.
thank you guys.